Hey everyone, this is Nick M. Whittier with my intermediate practice tutorial. This one is for people who are trying to really level up their game, who probably already get out of pools at their locals, but who aren't getting into the top three, who probably wouldn't be able to get out of pools at a national. So I'll have several techniques you should try to master. The first is pivot wave dash, which is the most reliable way to grab the ledge from any distance. There's other ways that are faster, but they're not as versatile. So I recommend using R and not L, because it's kind of better to have your movement separated, I think, from pressing the trigger, just having one hand do all the movement and one hand use the trigger. Most of the people I see do it fastest use R. I actually use L, so I'm kind of slow, and I'm trying to personally train and switch to using R, but it's hard to change muscle memory. So pivot wave dash, just like that. You just do a pivot and you fastball. You don't even technically need to do a pivot if you dash back, but wave dash quite fast enough, it's not a big deal if you miss the pivot. So be sure to get the fastball, because if you don't fastball to the ledge, your wave dash is really slow to grab the ledge compared to if you fastball like this. Oops. Yeah, so for pivot wave dash, really important to get the fastball. The second technique is cactuar dash. If you don't know what cactuar dash is, it's probably a terminology thing. Cactuar dash is canceling your run with crouch and then dashing out of it. This is not my controller. This is something that theoretically it shouldn't be that controller reliant, but in my experience it is quite controller reliant. So cactuar dash is really good because it lets you bait people, and it also lets you integrate crouch cancel into your movement. It'll also have applications for tech chasing. I'm sure you guys have seen Wizrobe and other Falcons, me, using the crouch to tech chase, and that way you don't really have to worry about get up attack if you're crouching next to someone, and you can move out of your crouch just as if you were standing there. So cactuar dash is a really versatile tech. You really do want to get that down. It's something that's not that obvious about how to apply, but if you just keep working at it, you'll find tons of applications. Because even though Falcon has a really long dash range, sometimes like a pivot like that is still not as good as being able to run in space really far away. Like you hit a chic shield with a back air, and then you just kind of run away and like pivot or something. You're still probably vulnerable to a wave dash out of shield forward tilt, and it's better to run a little bit farther away with a cactuar dash, which also, again, lets you crouch. And crouch canceling is a very underused tool by Captain Falcon mains. Next thing I want to say is ledge drop aerials. So ledge drop aerials are really good, like that with the back air, and up air. Those are the only two that you can live from, but maybe even with the other moves you can trade with a Firefox with a knee or something and kill them. That's actually a possibility that I do once or twice in my combo video. So yeah, being able to ledge drop back air and live and up air is really good for ledge guarding. It covers a lot of angles from people recovering below the stage, especially Fox and Falco. If they up B below, a lot of times ledge drop back air is the best ledge guard. Although one of the tricky things is that the jump timing differs whether or not you hit them and whether or not you get the weak bear or the strong bear. You'll generally kill them regardless of if you get their weak or strong hitbox, but your jump timing is going to be different. So just practicing it like I'm doing right now might not completely prepare you to integrate it into your play. Next one is scar jump. I'm sure you guys have seen I Killed Mufasa. To do a scar jump, you want to drop from the ledge with the C stick instead of down or back or whatever. So you drop from the ledge, and then you hold in immediately, and then wall jump. So that way you have your double jump, and you can jump really far out there. If you've watched Gravy, you've probably seen him do some really good ledge guards against the Moon and Fox players with scar jumps. Being able to scar jump and then like instant knee, really good, instant up air, and sometimes you even want to go a little deeper. I've seen Westballs and Shroom Money Match Falcon Marth, and Westball's got two pretty sick kills with a weak knee, strong knee scar jumps. So yeah, it's actually a pretty good tech, even though it's not the most versatile thing. It's only Yoshi's story, but being able to do a bunch of tricks on Yoshi's Story is really good because you will often have to play here, especially if you're playing best of 5 and winter semis or whatever at your locals. So definitely don't neglect Scar Jump just because it seems like an impractical, swag tech that you can't use in a match. You really can't use it. The next one I'd like to talk about is nipple spikes. Nipple spikes are really good. There's nowadays killing floaties with Falcon is a lot harder than it used to be. They have a lot better DI. They smash DI. They get out a lot of things, but if someone DIs badly once at pretty much any percent, you can often combo into nipple spikes. So, for instance, I played Dr. Z at a Washington tournament somewhat recently, and I need him at 10%. He plays Jigglypuff, and it comboed into nipple spike. He didn't even do survival DI. He kind of did neutral DI. Another thing is that floaties feel entitled to being able to live to 150% or something. So if you kill them at 40, 80, they get pretty mad. Even on a fast faller at 100% when you could knee them, it kind of does more emotional damage with nipple spike. It's good to do something that might make your opponent mad if you could just do it. So nipple spike has one of the tricky things about it is that you need to learn the hurt boxes of different characters. It's a lot easier to nipple spike Yoshi, Sheik, probably Captain Falcon. Characters like Marth and DK, when they're in hit stun, he doesn't look, kind of looks like a pancake or something, but he's really not like Sheik. His hurt box is actually quite big, and you need to hit with only the top hitbox. You need to hit with only that top hitbox right there. If you hit with anything below that, then you won't get the nipple spike. Another thing is that nipple spike also sends in a different trajectory, so you want to be able to know when you're going to get the nipple spike and when you're not, because if you unexpectedly get a nipple spike, you might actually miss your follow-up, because if you get a nipple spike, when you hit someone on the ground, they can fly really far away, and even though stomp seems like it basically always combos, if you get the nipple box hit spike unintentionally when you want to combo like stomp me, they can actually get out. So yeah, practice our nipple spikes, practice them on every character, different percents. It's a really good tool. I remember the first time I beat Daryl, 2 years ago or something now, it was definitely because of a nipple spike. It's actually a pretty game-changing technique for Captain Falcon to be able to punish floaties that hard, given the opportunity. Okay, so 2 more things. Aerial drift is something you'll want to practice, specifically with stomp and knee. So, for instance, if there's a spacey up tilting your shield, you can always stomp out of shield pretty much if you read it. If your backs are to each other, if the spacey's behind your shield up tilting, you can drift the stomp like that. You want to drift one way and then fade back in. You don't want to just be in place or just go one way. You want to drift one way and then back the other way. So the best way to practice this is using the 20XX hack pack, and you can set the computer to spam an action. So it's a little bit tricky to do the stomp out of shield because your shield will get pushed by getting hit by the computer up tilting over and over. But you can definitely do that. But I think a really good way to practice drifting, especially with knee, is to put a Marth or to up tilt or a Sheik to spam forward tilt. And you can outspace those moves with an aerial drift, even though their hitbox is giant compared to a knee. So let's see. Let me try to show that. To do this, at least in 3.0 whatever, you hold LR and up on the D-pad, and then you hold the action you want the computer to do. So here, let's see if I can drift around this up tilt. A lot of Marths are cheesy, and if you read their up tilt, you can actually just knee them for it. Okay, I missed my hitbox coming out there, but the little backflip jump really helps you drift. Okay, so right there I traded. I don't even really want to trade, honestly. You can just outright beat it. It's real players don't tend to do the frame perfect repeated moves, but yeah, see like that. You can definitely drift in and outspace all kinds of moves. Falcon's drifting knee is a really good way to outspace people. Even reading an approach like a Fox Nair, you might be able to dodge it and then fade back in a little. So yeah, practice your drifts on stomp and knee. It's really important with those moves. Not to say it's not important with the other aerials, but those moves can especially get huge rewards for outspacing moves if you read your opponent. And lastly, I'd say practice fast falls into your wave lands. So I previously mentioned in another tutorial, you want to practice wave landing off different surfaces. Daniel, you want to do some? We know it's right there, so he's probably the better person to show stuff like this. But like, see a normal wave land. Here, I'll put that in 1 second. It's kind of slow, but if you get your fastballs down, you move way faster on the platforms. Here, we'll have Weed Lord. Just yeah. Noobs love watching Weed Lord practice his movement, and it always happens at our locals. Let's just like the reason why Weed Lord looks so fast is because he always fastballs everything really well. So yeah, I can do the circle shit with the fastball too, but even like on the grounded wavelands, he'll fastball. He does wavelands at the ledge. Yeah, he's just really good at fastballing wavelands into wavelands. So fastballs are important in general in Melee. Like I said, the wave dash fastball to the ledge. It's a really important way to speed up your play. And here, do something like on the ground or on I don't know, another stage if you want, or at the ledge or something. Practice fastballing into your wavelands. So just to reiterate what I said, first thing you want to practice is pivot wave dash. Second thing, cactuar dash. Cactuar dash, really good. Something that's really underused by every player. Even Cactuar himself. We always make jokes about how he doesn't use it very much, even though it's named after him. Ledge drop aerial, so that's that like falling back air from the ledge and up air. That's definitely something that's also underused by most Falcon players, not none or me, but most other ones. Scar jump, nipple spikes, drifting your aerials, and fastballs into wavelands. Like, just being able to vary your timing for like a jump and then waveland back, like being able to delay it or being able to do it really fast. I really suck at that, but yeah, definitely something to practice. If you enjoy my content and find it helpful, please consider donating to me at that link right there. I'm trying to raise a few $100s to go to Big House to prove that I don't suck. Thanks.